And now it's time for the jambalaya with the kingfish.
So why aren't you in Saudi Arabia getting the big bucks?
Goodness, I mean, on principle, I'm just such a good person. They asked. You
You didn't want to take that $500,000.
No, I didn't. Then I wouldn't be a starving artist. I wouldn't be a victim.
What's it like being a starving artist?
Well, you eat a couple almonds, you read some poetry, you write a few jokes. But no, Saudi Arabia, yeah, they didn't call.
You sound really bummed out about that.
Super bummed.
Oh, wow. I mean, I read something yesterday, and I think one of them was talking about they were paying him like $350,000 just to show up. And that's not even Chappelle.
Yeah, and like Tim Dillon, I mean, they offered him, I think, $375 is what
That's
he
the one I was
said
reading
on
about,
his podcast. But then, he ran his mouth too much, and the invite was rescinded.
Funny how that works, huh?
Yeah.
What'd you think what Chappelle said when he said, I'm more free to do comedy here than in the U.S.? What'd you think?
Oh, that's wild. I don't know. I don't know if I would agree with that, but the comedy circuits I'm doing and the circuits Chappelle are doing are very different. So
Slightly.
just slightly.
Just slightly.
Yeah, I'm playing bars in Metairie, Louisiana, and he's playing arenas. So
A lot of yats.
a lot of yats, exactly.
In case you're wondering who I'm talking to right now, folks, we are with comedian, not aspiring, but comedian Mary Ryan Brown. She grew up in Madison, right?
No, I didn't. I'm from Hattiesburg.
I thought you grew up in Madison for some reason.
No, I have
Okay.
that vibe. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's fake blonde and my sort of air of superiority. But no, I grew up in Hattiesburg.
Anyway, if you want to check her out, folks, I mean, she's getting big on social media. Instagram followers, 72,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's your IG? Mary Ryan Brown, and the O is a 0.
Okay. TikTok, 22,000 followers.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Facebook, 48,000 followers. That's pretty healthy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I mean, that's a lot of people would like to get to that level.
Well, thank you. It's taken some time, and I try to grow it organically. I try not to like rage bait people or do anything shady to get followers. So it's all organic engagement, and I think people see themselves in the content. And Southerners were able to laugh at ourselves. And so I think people know that, like, the roasting I do and the satire I do, I'm Southern as well. The call's coming from inside the house. So it's all done in love.
That's what your satire seems like. It's like you're poking fun. Like, we're about to play one video where you did one this week on cruising the coast. You had fun with that one.
Cruising the coast.
You did another one about going to New Orleans. And it hit. I've seen that a few times. Yeah. Not your video, but women that act like that.
Oh, yeah. There's something about the bridge that just
Didn't
makes you want to dance.
Didn't you do one on 30A?
Oh, yes. 30A.
That one just begs for it.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Anyway, can you go ahead and play the clip?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Men who drive them? Not really? Well, too bad. They're here and they're revving their engines and winking at you while idling in front of a Waffle House. Welcome to Cruising
The video's
the
long. It's like
Coast,
3 minutes
where you
long.
can get an obscure muffler, severe gambling debt, and a new stepdad all in 1 week. Are you pretty sure your dad loves you, but not more than his 1970s Corvette he treats like a girlfriend? Then he's probably cruising the coast. That's totally why he hasn't texted you back. Vroom,
Oh, my
vroom.
goodness.
Yeah, it's Cruising the Coast, full of boomer to
So that one
boomer.
was requested. I had a few
really?
followers. They were like, Cruising the Coast is this week. We expect a video. And I said, yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
I'll be surprised if someone down there next year doesn't pay you to actually do a promo or something like that. For it.
Maybe. I would
Not that
do
you would
it.
say no.
Yeah, no, I would do it. I really don't care about cars. I've never been to Cruising the Coast, actually. I've been down there while it was happening, and I remember the traffic was insane. And I did a comedy show that was like happening during Cruising the Coast, so the audience was mostly cruisers. Is that what they call themselves? I don't know. But I've never been to the event.
How did you get into comedy?
Well, I've always been a big fan of comedy. I'm from a big family, and my parents are really funny people. And I grew up on SNL and just, stand-up specials. So I've always been a big fan. And then I love to read, I love to write, and I love to talk. I was an English major in college. I have a master's degree
Where
in
at?
USM.
So you're Southern Miss girl all the way, right?
All the way.
All the way.
All the way. And I have a master's from Southern in creative writing and then half a PhD because I'm a dropout. And so
She's a recovering dropout.
A recovering dropout. And so I've always loved writing and reading. I was on the debate team in high school. So you can't shut me up. And
I've noticed.
yes, exactly.
I've noticed.
Yes. So
You're an easy interview. I just got to ask a question and sit back.
Oh yeah, and then I'm gonna roll. Yeah. No,
and my audience is going, yeah, shut up.
Exactly. Well, my favorite subject's me, and so I love this. I mean, this is my dream. I'm living my dream right now. But I have always watched a lot of comedy, and then when I had my daughter, I had postpartum depression, pretty bad, and she had colic, so she would be up, like screaming, and that's not her fault, but we would be up all hours of the night, and it's pretty maddening when a child is screaming and you feel like you can't help them. And so as a writer, I knew that one way to get out of like the illogical brain and the irrational brain of 3 a.m. postpartum depression was to do something analytical. So as a writer, I'm very interested in how specials are constructed and like the progression of an hour-long comedy special. So I would stay up and I would watch Chappelle and I would pause it every 10 seconds and I would write down everything he was saying. I would denote the pauses. I would denote how many times a minute he was getting a laugh. And I would kind of chart out his comedy specials.
Basically analytics.
Yes.
Wow.
And I mean, I guess. And
what did it teach you?
Oh, it taught me a lot. One, that everyone's comedy special is different. Sometimes it's this, every 15 seconds you're getting a laugh. With Chappelle and with the type of comedy that I love, it's storytelling. And so we're building to a crescendo and then we're like breaking that tension. And to me, the best specials have that moment of catharsis without being like overbearing. But it also depends, the structure so much depends on like the embodied personality of the comedian as well. So, I love short stories. I think the short story is like the ultimate form in literature if you can master it. And there's something in a short story, and it can be applied to really any story. Freytag's triangle. So we've got the exposition and then the rising action and then the climax. And then in a short story, there's just a little bit of falling action and then something called the denouement or the untying of the knot. And so I love watching specials where that denouement happens and the knot is untied and we have that like emotional wholeness. So anyway, it was interesting to see how the specials were constructed, to see how the sausage was made. And then about a year after my daughter was born, I started writing my own jokes.
And how long ago was that?
That was, let's see, she's 4.5 now.
Okay, so about 3 years or so.
Yes,
okay.
yes. So, and I have my best friend, she's a doctor. She has a real job. And she is the funniest person I know. We've been best friends since we were 4 years old. We grew up watching SNL and The Amanda Show and, just a lot of comedy. She's the one that when I was going through postpartum and I was watching Chappelle dictating the specials, she was like, you should try this yourself. And she would just periodically bug me about it and be like, you need to go to open mic. You need to go to open mic. And so when Meadow was about a little over a year, that's when I went to my first open mic with my husband on date night. And we went like 2 or 3 times just watching. And then I was like, I think I'm going to do it. And he said, okay, if it goes poorly, we're just not going to tell anyone that we did this. And yeah. And it ended up going about as well as a first open mic could go. I mean, it was definitely beginner's luck.
When do you know that you have the audience?
Well, I was really lucky in this instance. I get there and I'm so nervous. I mean, my heart's like beating out of my chest because it's one thing to speak in public, which I love doing. It's another thing when there's the expectation of laughter. I mean, it's actually the most serious thing in the world when you know you're charged with making someone laugh. And I get there, and the great thing about Hattiesburg is like I've lived there my whole life. Like I know everybody, and who's sitting in the front row? It's my college boyfriend's parents. They just happen to be there for open mic. And so I was like, okay, I mean, I guess I'm going to acknowledge this. So the first joke I ever told on stage was, here's the great thing about living in a small town. I always run into someone I know. Here are my college boyfriend's parents. Then I said their names and I said, I'm so sorry for all the scenes I caused in your driveway. And that was the first joke I ever told. And so I had them quickly because
Were
of
they
just,
surprised?
They were surprised. But to this day, they're some of my biggest supporters. I mean, they've been
And that's actually pretty quick thinking on your feet ad libbing because some comedians can't do that.
I think I live for that. I love, I write my material and I obsess over my written material, but I love, there's the grace of the moment as well. And if you don't allow, if you don't allow for that context, you can miss some of the funniest stuff, right? So like, had I not acknowledged them, I mean, that's like, I'm just turning down an hors d'oeuvre at a party, you know? They're right. It's right there.
I'm sure when you saw them, you thought opportunity.
Yes, I did because I'm a sicko. And
no, what's scary is her logic is making sense to me. That's scary.
Yes, exactly. But no, I saw them the other night. Actually, I went to see Mark Normand in Hattiesburg and ran into them outside the theater, and I was like, I was just thinking about how y'all were there the first night that I ever did stand up. So yeah, they're really cool and they're big stand up fans. And they've seen me at a couple shows since then. So it's been cool.
And so so that was 3 years ago. What kind of gigs are you doing now?
Now, I mean, it's everything.
What's the difference?
The difference is, I guess it's more specialized. Like tonight I'll be performing for Extra Table. So I'm doing like for a charity organization, and that's great.
And go ahead and plug that. What's that?
Extra Table. So that is an organization dedicated to feeding hungry Mississippians. It's all the proceeds go directly to feeding hungry Mississippians. And it's not just like a food drive where people are bringing like water chestnuts and, patting themselves
Green
on the back
beans.
about it. Yeah, no, it was founded by Hattiesburg chef Robert St. John. And he provides nutritious, shelf-stable food to people all across Mississippi. Real food, yeah. It's amazing what they're doing. So, yeah, I'll be performing at their Bourbon Festival tonight. And then I do a lot of private events as well, which is really fun. I'll do like corporate events or sometimes people's birthday parties. People really like to be roasted. And then I do, I'll open for headliners or I'll headline smaller shows. And I'm looking at going on tour in 2026. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you give us any details?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
It's a little nebulous right now, but hopefully I'll be out on the road soon.
What kind of comedy do you like to do?
My favorite subject's me. I like to talk about me. So it is always fun. People will come up to me and be like, they'll tell me stories from their own lives and be like, you should put that in your act. Like, you should put the story of my divorce in your act. And I'm like, oh gosh, like, I only want to talk about me. That's what I'm in this for.
And a lot of times it's funny to them, but it's not really.
Yes, exactly. And I'm like, well,
What's his name? Jeff, Larry David's sidekick. What is his name? Jeff Garth, I think is.
Yeah.
And he was on one late night show and he's talking about people say, man, you won't believe what happened to me in real life. You should use this in Larry, Curb Your Enthusiasm. And he's like, and he finally just said, I do not want to hear any more suggestions, please, because what you think is funny isn't.
Yes, exactly. And it's, it's like when you tell people about your dreams. It's lost the second you open your mouth. Like, it's just, there's some context that's missing there, I guess. But yeah, when people do tell me that, I'm like, well, the sign-up sheet's over there. You can get up there and tell it. People say, oh, I could never do that. I could never do comedy. It's only embarrassing if you're embarrassed. So one of my favorite writers said that. But
And you also do satire.
I do a lot of satire
What
on the internet.
What do you like to skewer?
Women, Southern women.
They make it easy.
Yes, well, we do. And I mean, I'm a woman. I love, allegedly, and I
don't think anybody's going to be accusing you of being trans.
Who knows? Who knows? I got a really strong jawline, so who knows? But no, I love Southern women. I am a Southern woman, and I find it really fun to celebrate and satirize. And people are always trying to put their finger on what a Southern woman is. Oh, she says, bless your heart. Oh, she's whiskey in a teacup. Like, I find that all very patronizing.
That's a new one to me. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, she's whiskey in a teacup. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that all being a Southern woman means is that I am not what you think I am. Because I think it's contradiction. And I think that's what living in the South is living with, making peace with, and making fun of the contradictions that we encounter every day. So,
well, you're talking about Defining a Southern Woman. I think I remember, what was it? The Southern Belle Primer. It was a book back in the 90s that came out. And a columnist at the Dallas Morning News wrote it. And she defined it as a bulldozer disguised as a powder puff.
Okay. Yeah.
Could you buy that?
I could buy that. It's something.
I'm surprised you haven't read that book, actually. It's called The Southern Belle Primer. It's, you can get it on Amazon, eBay, and all that. It's
okay.
You might get some ideas out of it. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Okay. I might need
I didn't know silver patterns could be like horoscopes.
Oh, they are. Yes.
Really? All right. Educate
they
us.
are.
Have you heard that before, Cornbread? No. All right, go ahead.
This man's name is Cornbread?
That's his show name.
Okay.
Nobody calls me that.
Okay.
I do.
Thinks it's funny at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let him do it.
Yeah.
Let him do it.
Okay.
Well, when I think of a better one, don't worry, I will. It might take 6 months, but I will.
Daniel?
Danny boy. Danny boy.
Cornbread. That's interesting. Huh.
Well, my guy on that YB, I call him pork chop, so.
Pork chop, cornbread.
Moving on.
Interesting.
See, I know I'm not a comedian, though. That's the thing. A lot of people
Southern
think, I know
Belle
I'm not.
Primer.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did a whole series on tableware and like what your tableware and your china pattern says about you. I haven't gotten quite into the world of silver yet, mainly because there's so much cleaning involved. And I, not a huge fan. So,
I got my grandmother's silver, and believe me, it is boxed up.
yeah, exactly.
And it's going to stay boxed up for quite a while.
Yeah, but you can't get rid of it
No.
because then you'll be haunted.
No, I didn't know that part.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah,
So,
that's what's keeping the ghosts away.
What are the future plans here? Where do you want to go with this?
I mean, I'm already. Someone asked me this the other day, and it's hard to answer because one, you make plans and God laughs, but then also I'm a wife and a mom who still has time to pursue a creative career. I'm also someone who's struggled her entire life with anxiety and depression, and I've found a way to turn my neuroses into art. I'm already living my dream life.
How many
truly so
comedians does have the same motivation? Because I think I've heard Taylor Tomlinson say that before.
Yes. Well, I think we're all sick in the head, and I think that you have to be. And I think that for me, at least, like laughter is a way that I've been able to sort of alchemize my suffering and connect with other people. And so I hope that I can like do that for others when I'm performing. Obviously, I have my own selfish motivations as well. I love attention. That's why I'm here. But yeah, I mean, I'm already so. I feel like I'm living my dream life. I'm living out answers to prayers that I've been too stupid to pray. And those prayers have still been answered. So I'm just really thankful for where I am. I feel like I have miles to go, and I want to get better and better. I consider myself like a lifelong student. And yeah, I mean, in a dream world, I want to go on tour. I want to play theaters. I want to open for comics that I respect. I want to write for TV. I want to put out a Southern Gothic novel and then a collection of short stories and poems. And if a Netflix special landed in my lap, I would promise to take very good care of it. But I'm moving at a pace that's comfortable for me and for my family. And, I'm pretty happy right now. So,
I mean, the way
I
you're
get to do what I
describing how
love.
you've started out kind of reminds me a little bit of how Leanne Morgan started out.
Yes. And she's a hero for me. I mean,
I've been to see her once.
she's amazing. She's undeniable. And that's how I want to be.
And you're kind of similar because like she actually tells stories too.
Yes.
That one about when her daughters were little cheerleaders and
the best.
and they were
It's
talking
the
about how the
best.
little like 8-year-olds are wearing whore outfits and
Yes.
costumes, and it was hysterical. But it was a story, and I mean,
Yes.
she doesn't do sex, nothing vulgar.
Mhm.
I mean, she just stories, but they're clean. You can tell them almost anywhere, and they're funny as hell.
Oh yeah. And there's so much subtext in what she's saying. You know, she can euphemize just about anything. You know, she can use the word hateful any way she wants, and I think that's so smart. I didn't start out clean. I'm clean now. For the most part. I'm clean. But my comedy is mostly clean. But when I started out, it wasn't. And I was so angry. I was coming out of this phase of depression. Everyone says motherhood is bliss, and early motherhood was not bliss for me. I had all the resources and support in the world, and I still felt so alone, and I felt unqualified for the job.
When did you get past that?
When she was about 3 months old, when the colic stopped. So it really was correlated to the screaming
And lack of sleep.
and the lack of sleep. Yes. And I used to tell a joke. So 3 months old is when I put her on formula as well.
Mhm.
And so I always joke that we were both a lot happier when I was on Zoloft and she was on formula. So, yeah. But, I just started out so angry. And I knew that if someone who looks like me, someone who looks like they're going to a Republican Easter egg hunt, gets on stage and says a slew of curse words, like that's going to elicit a shock response. And that contradiction will be funny. And I knew that. And so I would get up there and just be nasty as hell. And I was angry and it showed. And I've received a lot of grace through my comedy career so far. And I found I'm a better artist. I'm a lot happier and I'm a lot sillier working relatively clean.
You didn't have any Bill Burr moment in Philadelphia moments, did you?
What did he do in Philadelphia?
Oh, man, you need to go. What you've heard? Do you know what I'm talking about? All right, Bill Burr, a long time ago, there was some comedy night there. And
Okay.
Bob Saget was there behind him and two other well-known comedians. I forget their names had gotten up there. And this was Philadelphia. I mean, these are people who actually throw real stuff at football games. I mean, these are people, this is
scary folks.
Philly's a rough crowd.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And so they had ran two of them off the stage. So
Wow.
Burr gets up there and he has and so they start doing the same damn thing to him. And he got pissed. He said, you know what? F this. He starts cussing him out. F you, F your mothers, F this and everything. And he starts talking about how your hero is a statue who didn't exist. I mean, he just went through, and about half, and they're booing the shit out of him. And about halfway, but he was sitting there go, oh no, we got 8 minutes to go. You're, And he would do a countdown every minute. He'd go, okay, 6 minutes to go, 3. And he would sit there and, and I hope you die like this and blah, blah, blah. I mean, he really did not give a F, And you could see the crowd all of a sudden halfway through, all of a sudden going, yeah, all right. Yeah, this is what we like more.
Well, that is interesting because people do like to be hurt. They do. And they like to be told off and roasted. And yes, I have done that. Only when provoked.
Right.
I do have a lot of anger inside me still. And so if someone does heckle me, I will go after them. And it's fun.
Well,
it's really fun.
Give us an example of a heckler. I love these stories.
Well, it's hard, outside of the context of the moment, but it's usually a man. It's usually a man. And he always deserves it.
What's one of them?
I'm trying to think. It's been a long time. There was a drunk woman in Florida recently who was just on Mars. I mean, she was just in another world. And so I didn't go after her too hard because it was like, God bless. But it's been a while since I've been heckled. But yeah.
What do you think when you're getting heckled?
Oh, I have an immediate insult. Locked and loaded, ready to go. It's usually pretty specific. It's usually pretty specific. Like,
what about bombed? Have you ever bombed?
All the time, of course. Yeah.
For example?
Yeah, of course I've bombed. Let's see. Open mic I bomb a lot there because I'm working out new material, and in Hattiesburg, the open mic.
Because you don't want to play it safe.
No, you don't want to play it safe.
Right.
And I mean, you have to find somewhere to try that new material. And I'm so thankful for the Hub City Comedy open mic in Hattiesburg. It's where I got my start. It's at So Pro Brewing Company in Hattiesburg. It's every Thursday night. I'm usually there if I don't have a show elsewhere. But Southern Miss is a college town. It's mostly like college kids who are there, and they're all iPad kids. And I don't know why they are there because they don't seem to enjoy being there. Maybe they have to be there for like community service hours or something. I don't know. Maybe it's like exposure therapy. I don't know what it is, but they're there and they don't want to be there. And so, yeah, I've bombed in front of them.
They don't like to laugh?
I don't think so. I think it's very serious. It's very serious being 20 years old.
Well, there's
and buying
used to be
IPA
comedians
with
always
your
played the
father's
colleges.
credit card.
They'd always play the colleges.
Yeah.
And now, like I think it was Jerry Seinfeld was saying, we don't play them anymore. They don't laugh. In fact, they get mad.
Yeah, they do. And when you think about it, I mean, what do I have in common with a college-age child? You know what I mean? So it's a real challenge, which I appreciate. I think it's good to suffer. I think it builds character. And I think it's good to bomb. But yeah, I've bombed several times, like to the point where I just go home in my street clothes and just fall straight into bed, shoes still on, just defeated. eat some Doritos,
So
go
how
to
do you
sleep.
get back up from it?
You just get up the next day, you know, you go for a run, you write some new jokes.
And just get out there and do it again.
Yeah.
Go fail again.
Yeah, and I'm pretty impervious to failure and embarrassment. I'll do whatever if it means I get stage time and I get to be a better comedian at the end of the day. So, you know, I don't know if that comes from like being on the debate team. And I mean, every week I volunteered all my weekends in high school to go put on pantyhose and a suit from Talbot's and go perform speeches and get people to write down what I did right and what I did wrong. That's what I like, you know.
So you can handle honest criticism.
Yes, absolutely. And then, you know, when I was in my master's program for creative writing, I mean, every week we would critique each other's stories to shreds.
Yeah, I did that
Yeah.
my senior year, and that is honestly that's probably one of the best classes I took in college or law school for that reason, because you learn how to take hits, you learn how to get a thick skin.
Exactly.
And you write stuff you think is great, and people go, no, it's not. But then they go, and here's why, and you're going, oh shit.
Exactly. And you learn to kill your darlings. Like I'm so big on even in my comedy writing. My husband, when I first started, he would tell me, you know, you think these are jokes, but they're really just self-indulgent stories. And I'd be like, you don't understand my art. And then I would do them on stage, and guess what? He was right. I was being self-indulgent. I would do that, you know, when I wrote fiction as well, and I'd have a little turn of phrase that I thought was so perfect and so clever, and people would be like, kill that, delete that, get to the point, you know? Brevity is the soul of wit. And I had a professor in my master's program my first year, Steve Barthelme, incredible writer, and he, we were meeting about a story one time, and he said, you're very precocious. I was 21 at the time. He said, you're very precocious. It's cute now. It won't play well at 35. And he was right.
Yeah.
And that hurt to hear, but he was absolutely right.
We have to develop it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you only develop it by, like, you know, taking the shame out into the light and asking other people to pick it apart.
First time you bombed, what happened?
I don't know. I went home.
No, I mean, I mean the actual bombing. Do you even remember a couple of the jokes or?
I think it was one of the first nights I had not prepared material, and I was like, I'm just going to go up there. I'm going to wing it and see what happens. And it did not go well. I was like, what do you guys want to talk about? And yeah, and I mean, it's just crickets, you know? And so I just kind of floundered around for maybe 90 more seconds, and then
and how's the audience reacting? Just there?
Yeah, the pity laughs, which is the worst, you know, when they're like, they're like, oh, she seems to really need this, you know, and that's that's rough. And then I bombed very recently. I'll tell you another story. I just shot a dry bar comedy special in August in Provo, Utah.
Dry bar?
Dry bar. It's like Netflix for clean comedy, essentially. Right. And I mean, I shot it in Provo, Utah. That's where BYU is.
Right.
And so I had never performed in Utah before, but I was out on tour with some other really great comedians, Jeff Allen and Chad Thornsberry. I was opening for Jeff, and he's like seasoned. I mean, he's been in the business, I think, 40 plus years. I mean, you don't get better than Jeff. And so he's killing, you know. I get up to open for him. I do all my jokes about like being a mom and being from the South and my kind of tongue-in-cheek stuff about being a trad wife, you know, and all and it's mostly men in this audience, like 50-year-old men from Utah. I bomb so bad, and I'm shooting a special the next day. I bombed so bad that the management on that tour took me out for ice cream.
Oh, no.
They took me out for ice cream. They told me I could get as many toppings as I want. Their treat. Wow. Okay, that's not a good sign.
No.
And they were like, look, at this point, just have fun tomorrow. That's what they said. Just have fun.
Let loose.
Just have fun.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good. And the special ended up going well, but that bomb was, and I was alone.
How'd you do that next time there?
Well, it was at a club in South Jordan, Utah, and then we shot the special at Dry Bar in Provo, which is like an incredible venue. But the whole next day, and I mean, I'm alone in Utah. Yeah. I'm also at a haunted hotel They're ghosts.
Of course you are.
Yes, of course I am. Well, I had worked up a deal with this hotel in Provo. They're incredible. The Hines Mansion, beautiful, beautiful mansion in Utah. But I had worked up a deal where I shot a video for them in exchange for a hotel stay. So I'm alone in Utah. They told me, they were like, Kitty's here. And I was like, who's Kitty? Kitty's the ghost. She's the former owner of the hotel. So Kitty's presence was in the hotel. There's a gargoyle on the outside of the hotel that, like, it's this huge metal gargoyle.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk up to it and I'm like, okay, I'm rebuking that. And so I'm staying in this haunted hotel. I've just bombed. I'm alone. I'm like, I left my family and flew across the country to, like, bring dishonor upon them, essentially. And so I was really down in the dumps. It was bad. But, went for a run the next day, practiced some new jokes, shot the special. It went well.
It's like Did you ever see Mrs. Maisel on Amazon?
Yes, I love Mrs.
Remember
Maisel.
that? Her last season where she bombs in Vegas.
I didn't see the last season, but I believe you.
There's a scene where she finally gets to do Vegas, and she totally bombs. Totally. And so she's sitting there at the bar, just in another room where there's it's like an open mic thing, just lame comedians up there, and she's just nursing,
Yeah.
And so Susie, her manager, goes and pays the manager or whatever, and they pull him off the stage, and she just said, she grabs her, says, "What are you doing? You're getting back up there. Get back on your horse, like right now." And in the show, it goes well. But
yes,
you have to get back up there.
You do. You have to get back up there, and you can't end on a bomb. Like, I am so ready to get on stage after I bomb. I'm so ready to, like, cleanse it, get that out of my system.
Well, back in May, sometime in the spring, I went and saw, I don't know if you've seen her, Jiayong Summers.
Oh, she's so funny. Yeah.
She came to the Joy Theater in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So she was doing 2 shows that night, and she was filming a special. So we get there early. It's general admission. We get on the front row, and she comes out there, and she starts out. She's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And her jokes aren't your jokes. They're a lot more vulgar.
Oh yeah, she's incredible though. But and she's
funny.
On her feet. She thinks.
And when
really
she starts
fast.
doing her jokes about being a Chinese mom, those are hysterical. To me, that's her best material.
Yeah.
But when you like what a comedian says, you clap or you go, "Ooh, you like that," Or this guy sitting at the table next to us, he was the groupie. He'd flown all the way from Milwaukee just to see her. Oh yeah, I bet you know where I'm going with this.
I think I do.
And he starts going, "Yeah, that was funny," just making comments, And she finally just looks straight at us first, and it's the dragon stare, the Chinese dragon stare. Okay,
Yeah.
And she's looking right at me. I'm going, "What did I do? I just laughed. I'm supposed to laugh, right?"
Yeah.
And the guy next to me, she says, "Please stop." He says, "You're throwing me off." She actually admits, "You're throwing me off."
Yeah.
And then she keeps on going. Then she had to because it threw her off so much what he was doing, she had to start over again.
Yeah.
I mean, totally. So then a little while later, a few minutes later, it happens again. Same exact thing.
Oh God. Okay.
And she had to stop again. And finally it really threw her off so much. She was so rattled. She had to move on to crowd work.
Yeah.
And that was the first show. I guarantee you that show does not make it. And when you looked at social media that night, all of her pictures from New Orleans, none of them were in the first show.
No.
I'd never seen a comedian just get rattled on stage before.
It's hard. It's really hard. It's it happened to me the other night. I was doing a private event and I didn't have a mic.
Yeah.
And so I was just like speaking, and it's okay. People were excited, but they just started like talking to each other.
It's an insult.
And it's not. They don't mean it like that. They don't know. But I kind of stood there like a teacher, and I've been a teacher, so I can say this, but I was like, "All right, y'all, I can't talk until y'all are done talking." And I felt and I mean, that brings the energy down in the room, but I won him back. It was fine.
Yeah.
That you just kind of have to double down on it. But it will throw you off. You can't hear yourself think when other people are talking,
And there's a process to it.
Exactly. You want to be like, this is the me show.
Yeah.
Never forget. This
It's
is
all
about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Female comedians. I'm going to throw some up to you and just want to throw one up there. Just say what you think of each one.
Oh, wow.
All right?
Okay.
Leanne Morgan. Let's do her
Love
again.
her. She's incredible. Storytelling, everything she does. I want my life to look like hers.
Taylor Tomlinson.
So funny. Seinfeld level joke writing. Delivery, perfect. The one about the being single and being in the claw machine, and then your friend gets picked out of the claw machine.
Yeah.
It's my favorite one. Yeah.
what I like about her is one thing a lot of them don't do, I think, I could be wrong, is sometimes you got to let the joke percolate for a second. Let it,
Yeah, her timing's great.
Let it, and she'll do, she does pauses very well. Like, for example, Natalie Cuomo. I mean, here's the thing. When you watch a few videos of a female comedian like I did with Taylor on YouTube or Instagram, the algorithm starts throwing up nothing but female comedians to you. So you start watching them, and you start seeing what's good and what's bad. And like Taylor, for example, uses those pauses. Like Natalie Cuomo, Hannah Brenner, they just fly right through their jokes, and you're still thinking about the joke you just heard, and they're already 2 jokes later.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she's also good. Taylor is, I think, with physical comedy. She knows how to use her gestures, her hands.
Yeah, she does.
She doesn't have to just sit there and just hold a mic, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't have that figured out.
She's old school. Like, Taylor is young, but she's old school comic. She's been doing it since, I believe she was like 14 or 15.
She said she started out in churches, and apparently she said there was big money, and actually there's a church comedy scene.
Oh, yeah.
Tour, you know?
Yeah,
she
big
said
time.
this actually pays very well.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
For sure. For sure. Now, I won't perform in a church for money because, you know, Jesus like flipped tables over that. But, yeah. But it is, I hear, a big business.
Really? Wow.
Clean comedy pays pretty well.
So why does somebody want to get vulgar?
Oh, it's because it's fun.
Yeah.
Duh. It's fun and it's easier.
But some are nothing, like I said, Hannah Brenner, she's nothing but, I mean, and it's all about sex. And after all, you're just going, okay, can you do anything else?
Yeah, everybody's different. I mean, everybody likes different stuff. And the comedy that I consume is pretty much nothing like the comedy that I love to consume. In many instances is nothing like the comedy that I perform. You know, it's what you like.
You want variation.
Yeah, for sure.
What I call get outside of your own head.
Yes, very much so.
Rita Brent.
You know, I
was going to ask about her.
Well, you know, I've never seen her perform live. I met her the other night at an event at Cathead Distillery. Super nice. And I love her videos, but I've never seen her perform live. But I've heard nothing but great things.
I like what she's doing late night.
Yeah.
That
I think so too.
was kind of different. That was a little innovative.
Yeah, she's very innovative. Yeah.
And unfortunately, the algorithm, I don't know if she doesn't do them or not, but the algorithm never throws her up for some reason. I can't figure out why.
Okay.
Next one, Nikki Glazer.
Love Nikki Glazer. Oh my gosh.
She was in New Orleans earlier this year.
Yeah. So I started watching her probably in 2019. And I developed a fascination with her, actually. I watched her little-known reality TV series that she had during the pandemic about like living in St. Louis. She's incredibly neurotic as a person and like doubts herself a lot. So I understand that. Her roast of Tom Brady was her big moment. It was perfect. It was like clinical, textbook perfection.
How so?
Just the punchlines, the turns of phrase, the way she went after everybody. The Bert Kreischer joke was perfect. Everything she did was perfect. Her writing, I mean, it was just wonderful to watch her like stand in the sun because I've been following her for years. I watched Bangin', and like this is an example of the type of comedy that I love to consume is nothing like the comedy that I
What
perform.
do you like to consume? What would you say?
I love Nikki. I love Bill Burr, Chappelle. Right now, my favorite comic is a guy named Chris Fleming, and he's insane. I love him. He's so funny, and he's like multimedia. He does little songs and slideshows and stuff that I typically find really dumb. His observations are so specific and so perfect. I love Xing Wang. He does mostly observational, like clean stuff. He has a Netflix special called Sweet and Juicy. So good. Neil Brennan, I went and saw him at the Joy Theater with my dad. I'm obsessed with him. Who else do I love?
Oh, yeah, Whitney Summers is coming in December.
Yeah, Whitney Cummings. Yeah. She's great.
Cummings,
Yes, I love Whitney
I
Cummings.
actually got tickets for that.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love Derek Stroop. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's clean comic. He's from Alabama somewhere. He just shot a special. Everyone's going to know his name in a year. He's kind of in that Nate Bargatze school.
You can tell he's about to break through.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You will not be disappointed. He is one of the funniest people I've ever seen be on a stage.
Eliza Schlesinger.
Love Eliza. Yeah, I started out on Eliza as well. So funny. I mean, the way she uses her voice is perfect. All that elder millennial stuff. I mean, to me, that's like canon women's comedy.
She has a little tick. She likes to just bend over as she tells her jokes. She
does.
She likes to crouch a lot.
She's a croucher. She
Yeah.
is. Well, she's kind of like, she's like the village crazy lady. And I love that about her. Yeah, Eliza's great. And she had a good sketch show on Netflix. It should have been renewed. It was very funny.
Her podcast on Joe Rogan is actually pretty good.
Okay,
It's
I
a
need
good-
to
it's a
listen to
good
that.
one, yeah.
Yeah, I love Eliza. I mean, I have favorite jokes from like every comic out there. I wouldn't say there are any that I just like.
What is your favorite one?
My favorite joke ever?
From another comic, yeah.
It's a Sarah
For
Silverman.
once, not about you.
Yes, I know exactly. Oh, what a pain. I have to think about somebody else. So I heard a Sarah Silverman joke when I was 11 years old. No, I was in 11th grade. That like when I heard it, I was like, I want to make something like this one day. And it was so dark. I can tell it to you. It was.
You can say what you want on this thing, okay?
Okay.
However you want to say it. If you want to curse, whatever, we don't care.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you. Well, it's going to lose the magic because I'm not Sarah. But it was after Hurricane Katrina. She did like a comic relief kind of variety show to raise money for Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
And she got up there and she was like, yeah, I love working for charity because I'm such a good person. And every time I see, these starving children in Africa on a commercial, I just think, gosh, what a tragedy. Here they are. Their stomachs are out. I think these are babies, 9 months pregnant. And that was the lead up. I thought that was so funny. And she says, and so I gave money to this village in Africa, and the chief actually wrote me back. And she said I didn't want to give money because I don't want the babies to spend it on drugs. But I sent 15 really fun sweaters to a village in Africa, and the chief wrote me back. And he said that everyone in the village was able to have one and that they were delicious. And I thought that was the funniest thing I've ever heard. To this day, like I could cry. To me, it's the perfect joke. She's perfect. Everything's, yeah. So that was like the first joke that I heard that I was like, before I die, I want to make something like this. So yeah.
Bill Burr.
Love Bill Burr. He's so angry. I love
You
that
think?
guy. Yeah. Yeah. But he's repressed, but he's like working through it. I love Bill Burr. He has this one joke in Paper Tiger talking about seatbelts. And like before they had seatbelts, well, they used to just have seatbelts for the driver and not for the rest of the people. And so you'd be driving and have a wreck.
It was
and
called
go,
Suicide Seat for a reason, okay?
yes, exactly. You'd be driving, you have a wreck, and you'd go, my family. And it's so dark. But my husband and I say that all the time. My family. So yeah, I love Bill Burr. I love everything about him. He's great.
I saw him his last time in New Orleans. It's about 3 years ago. I went down
Really?
there and saw him, and it was a hilarious show. But there was
So
one
great.
moment where he went up to that line and he put his foot
Yeah.
he put his foot over it and he started telling rape jokes.
Yeah, sure.
And I mean, real
He's
rape
allowed.
jokes.
Yeah.
I know. But man, you could tell some of the women, you could tell just were getting
Yeah.
up and just leaving
Yeah,
and you figure they probably had some experience or something that just, you
Yeah.
know, it happens.
that's
But
First
there-
Amendment,
but
man.
Nothing is sacred to him. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. He's it's all about the payoff. And it's like that in
Mhm.
writing fiction as well.
Mhm.
Like you can only betray the reader's trust so much. The payoff has to be really good at the end. And if
Mhm.
it's not, then it's not art and you shouldn't have done it.
Chappelle.
Love Chappelle. Yeah, I love Chappelle. I go to sleep watching Chappelle a lot.
He gets a lot more serious in his stuff than other comedians do. I mean, he works a lot of serious stuff
Yes.
and humor together.
Which I love. I
Mhm.
love how he can take you to that dark place. Now, I think The Closer, this is maybe the only like semi-negative thing I'll say, is I think The Closer was a little lazy. I think it gets a little lazy, but like
Mhm.
that's the thing about a shtick or a bit. People get tired of it. But when Sticks and Stones, pardon me, first came out, I mean, that was revolutionary.
Mhm.
You know, so but like I'll fall asleep watching Chappelle a lot. That Stouffer's Thanksgiving stuffing joke where earlier in the joke he talks about, sometimes I'll write punchlines before I even write the joke, and then at the end,
Reverse engineering for comedy.
yes, that is what he did with that joke was so perfect. So
Mhm.
yeah, Chappelle's great, and he's so good he gets to smoke cigarettes on stage. So
Old school.
Old
Who are the old
school.
school ones you like?
old school comics. I really like Bill Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. I mean, Carlin, of course, Eddie Murphy, Pryor. I mean, all of them. Carol Burnett.
Richard Pryor, that's probably, I'd say, the godfather of a lot of the modern.
Well, and
That live in concert, it's still on Netflix. I mean,
so good.
When he's all coked up and everything.
Of course.
I mean,
of course.
I mean, he is totally off the rails.
Well, yes, and there's such a, or, on the rails, but he,
yeah, that too.
But there was such a, like, magical realism to what he did. Like, he has this one joke, and I won't be able to do it, but it's about a dog, and he just, like,
which one?
but he, like, gives the dog a voice, and he's like, the dog said this, and everyone just, like, suspends their disbelief. And
is it the one where he talks about the dog becomes the exorcist?
Yes, I think so.
Hello, you can't leave.
Yes, and I'm like,
one.
what a weirdo. He was so weird, but everybody adored him. But, like, I like old character, like, sketch comics, too. Like, we had the Carol Burnett show on DVD and the Muppet show on DVD. A lot of who I am is just based on, like, I watched a lot of Muppets and went to a lot of Cirque du Soleil as a kid, which I think makes you kind of esoteric. But, yeah, I love Carol Burnett. Phil Hartman was a big SNL cast member who is really influential to me. Kristen Wiig. Yeah.
What do you think with shifting a little bit here?
Mm-hmm.
One thing I noticed comedians doing now is, like, when I went and saw Chappelle, I saw Bill Burr. They're now doing the pouches. You have to put your cell phone up now.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think that's really important. Sometimes people will film me when I'm, like, at open mic, and I don't like that. Not to be like, such a diva, like, don't look at me. But, like, when you're working stuff out and working new material, and for these touring comics, like, they're working stuff out. They're not going to open mic. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to the audience or to the performer to take yourself out of the moment like that. So, yeah, put the phone in the pouch. I think it's good.
My thought was, if you don't, it gives them. I'm surprised more comedians don't do this. Okay,
Yeah.
Because you're giving people an opportunity who do not like you.
Yes.
To take your jokes or lines out of context and then just.
Yes.
And with social media today, and by the time you respond, it's already spread like wildfire, and here you go.
Yes, exactly. I mean,
You're getting canceled. You're losing stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of an intellectual property issue a little
that
bit.
too.
But yeah, I think, yeah, I've put my phone in a pouch when I went to the Cellar in New York.
But if you ever have actual control over your shows, you'd probably do it too, right?
Yeah.
Which assumes you're going to be bigger than you are.
Hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully one day. But yeah, I've asked someone. There was this sweet lady at open mic, but she had her camera, like, I'm as far away as we are right now, and she's got her camera right here, and it's
annoying.
I said, hi, are you filming me? She said, yeah, I just love your stuff. I said, thank you so much, but it actually makes me really uncomfortable, so please don't do it. And she felt so bad, but I mean, I'm sitting there working out new stuff.
Taylor will call you. She'll do it like you did. She'll just say, thank you. I'm like, but you need to put that up.
Yeah. And, you feel like a teacher, but I've been a teacher, so it's not that weird. But, yeah. I mean,
this is your livelihood.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I work other jobs too, but yeah. Hopefully one day it will be my whole livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What is your livelihood right now?
Right now, I do a lot of branding content, and I've been a brand copywriter for about 12 years, so I do that.
What does that entail?
I sit down with brands, and if they want to do like a new strategy or a rebrand, I'll do sort of the macro level thinking for that, of just like brand language and values and personality and positioning and all of that. Then I also do like the marketing side, so marketing campaigns, marketing strategy, taglines, commercial scripts, web content, that sort of thing.
It's like they almost kind of feed off of each other.
They do. Yeah, if you can get the brand right, then the marketing flows from that. But language is important.
And the comedy, they kind of feed off.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What are some common mistakes you see comedians make? What do you think?
Oh, I'm not the expert. I make these mistakes all the time.
That's okay. Critique them.
Okay. I look like, which I used to start it's only very recently that I stopped doing this, but like starting your joke with like, I look like so-and-so and so-and-so. My thing used to be like, I look like Melania Trump if she were forced to work. Like I would always go onto stage, like that. So I think that that's like kind of a cheap crutch. And again, it's a crutch I just threw away and still have in the back of my car in case I need it. Getting angry at the audience, and being like, you guys you guys didn't get that one. You guys are a little slow, or y'all are the worst. Like, never blame the audience. They're the only reason you're there.
They're paying your salary.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you always want them on your side. Yeah, there's a delicate way to do that. So I'd say blaming the audience. One thing that I notice with a lot of comics is like, I don't understand people, man. I don't understand people. People are so dumb. It's like, bitch, you're people.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. I think it's much more interesting to make fun of yourself. But that's just me. All these people on the subway. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're people. We're all people.
Yeah.
And I think it's much more nuanced to recognize that, like, I am also the worst. I'm no better than anybody else. You know what I mean? So I see that a lot. That kind of grates on my nerves. What else? That right there, when you lose your train of thought and you go, what else? Oh, you've lost the audience. It's over. It's better to just be like, so how do you think you'll die? It's better to say that than to say what else. In my opinion.
I could see that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I make mistakes all the time.
What's
every
the one
day.
that stands out the most?
My mistakes that stand out the most? I have a tick where I say, it's good. It's good. No, and that's good. Okay, and that's good. That's like, Dusty Slay sometimes will do, we're having fun. We're having fun. And my thing is, it's good. And I'll go back, I film everything I do, even if the quality is not high, I at least record it so that I can watch it and put the notes into my spreadsheet like a crazy person. And
it's hard sometimes.
It is. It's hard. It's hard to go back and watch your own
My
stuff.
podcast,
Yes.
Yes, I know I say, folks, I used to say all the time. Okay?
Yeah.
And then you hear yourself, you think you're making a good point on then, oh shit, I'm talking over the other person. And you're going, oh great. And you hear this, you're going, but it's the only way you get better.
It's the only way you get better. But some people won't watch their own stuff,
No.
which is crazy. It's only a disservice to them. It's just going to take longer to get better.
Yeah.
But I do notice I say it's good a lot. So I'm trying not to do that.
I would write yellow pad before I would start, like I'd say, write down, and then I would do a big X through it. It's like my little, like right here.
Yeah.
Look at the top of my
Let
page.
guests talk. And you're doing a very good job. I'm getting to say everything I want about me.
I want you to. I want to be lazy today.
Thank you. Well, go ahead, because I will
Just
talk.
call me food stamp, okay?
Oh my gosh. So he's cornbread and your food stamp?
There you go.
That's
my
crazy.
yoga teacher used to call me hot dog, okay?
A hot dog?
Melissa Joseph did, yeah.
Where are these names coming
That's what she
from,
called
bro?
me in yoga.
Interesting. Very interesting. I like all the food names.
I don't think she meant food. I think
Oh, okay, I understand.
you're a hot dog. You like
Yes.
Yeah, there you.
I
That's what she
understand.
meant. And she was someone who would definitely speak her mind, and she didn't have a filter. Believe me, she didn't have a filter.
Well, what about kingfish? Why are you kingfish?
Because
I don't know the lore.
Well, I'm from Baton Rouge.
That's right.
All right, so that's where I got jambalaya from.
Mm-hmm.
Because of me, jambalaya is you can mix things together. I may feel about writing about the arts today. Tomorrow might be politics or hard news or this or that. So I'm not just stuck into one format or one niche.
Right.
All right. You notice how people are now saying niche and it used to be niche. Now they're getting like French with it now. Have you noticed
Yeah,
that?
they're getting fancy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm starting to hear that more and more niche. But anyway, and then trying to think of, okay, what's my screen name going to be? And Kingfish, you say, growing up Baton Rouge, you have to take Louisiana history in 8th grade, and Huey P. Long was
That's right.
the governor of Louisiana back in the 30s, and he was in 20s, and he was quite the character to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Very brilliant man. I mean, the man really. One time he argued a case for the Supreme Court, and they said that was some of the best. The justices said that was some of the best lawyering they ever saw.
Wow.
I mean, he came off as a bumpkin, but
yeah.
very sharp,
Yeah.
and a lot of similarities in that way between him and Trump, where you think he's a buffoon, you think he's this, and that's what they treat him as, and he was kicking their ass the whole time.
Yeah.
But that guy was just brilliant. But he was also very flamboyant, and he would like dare after he thought about something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, so like I said, I just took that nickname just because, and it kind of stuck. And yeah, everybody, well, you need to start going by your real name on your website. And I've kind of got a brand built up now.
Yeah.
You say Kingfish, and I mean,
oh yeah,
they know what you're talking about,
For
so
sure.
it's kind of like, okay. So,
Yeah.
long-winded answer to your question, but
I like it.
first time I've been interviewed on my own podcast. Wow.
Oh, I love asking the host questions. That's my favorite.
Fire away.
Yeah.
You can ask all the questions you want, believe me. What inspires you for your sketches? What do you take from real life? What's some of the stuff that you've used?
I just think about my upbringing, and like my own mom is the perfect example of a Southern woman in that she's always had one foot in the world of the junior league and the PTA and the society.
What do you think about that world?
I think you have to have one foot outside of it, which is what my mom was always like.
But some don't.
Some don't. It's all consuming for a lot of people. I'm so thankful for my mom in so many ways. I mean, she's my best friend. Like, we talk 4 to 5 times a day. And what I love about her is at the end of the day, she's going to do what she wants to do. Like, there is no convincing her otherwise. And that's how I grew up, is we can play the game and we can, we can do the whole junior league thing for a second. But at the end of the day, my kids and my family, it's my rules. And like, I remember I'd be like, but Mom, everybody else is doing this. Well, you're not everybody else, and my mom dressed how she wanted. She, I mean, we rode around listening to 80s music and Kanye West when I was a kid. I mean, we grew up really eclectic. We always had one foot in the world of the monograms and the gingham and the coordinating outfits. And then we were just also feral people who lived in the woods. We lived in the woods.
Blackberry picking.
Yes, we were feral. We always had fires going. Like, I remember we always had fires, and we lived out on a lake. And I remember one time this rabid raccoon like ambled onto our patio. It was in the middle of Sunday lunch. And my dad said, one moment, went and grabbed his rifle and shot the raccoon on our pool deck. We had friends over. We had company. There was like a little 6-year-old girl at the table. It was not in our and he just shot this rabid raccoon. And then we had to like bleach the blood off of the limestone or whatever.
Right.
So we always, but then my parents would also like have really nice parties and galas at their house. You know what I mean? So that contradiction, I think, is where my inspiration comes from. And maybe not contradiction so much as contrast. And that's how I am in my own life. Like,
do you find one world is kind of pretentious?
Duh, of course. Yes. And I'm sorry to hit you with a duh, but yes, of course. It's very pretentious.
Does are fun.
Yes, okay, good.
That was a strategic duh.
It was a strategic duh, but still, it was a bit juvenile. But no, I think...
You're going to tell me about juvenile? Really?
Hey.
I think that structure makes a lot of people feel safe. And I think that in small southern towns where nobody would know our names, nobody would know our business outside of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, to build a hierarchy is very comforting for some people, in small towns. And I view Jackson as a cluster of small towns,
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Especially now. Not when we were like 200,000 people, but now, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that hierarchy and structure and organization makes people feel very safe. And I think that...
And you like to rock it a little bit.
I like to rock it a little bit, but keeping up with the Joneses is very time consuming. And if all of your time is consumed, then you don't have to worry about the reality that one day we will all die.
Have you ever...
that we're all going to be bones in the ground.
Right.
Has anyone ever
and your David Yurman can't save you. There are no gated communities in heaven. Maybe in hell, though. But no, I don't know. Hell is a subdivision, I think. Hell has an HOA, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah. Heaven is unincorporated. That's what I think. There are no covenants except the Abrahamic one in heaven. But, yeah. So I think it's if you're concerned with, whose kids got onto what select baseball team, then you don't have to contend with, the awful realities of aging and death. So if you're worried about what condo you're going to buy in Seaside. So, but I like to shake it up. But I also love to be part of it. My God, I love an hors d'oeuvre and a little, swag bag and a Yukon. I'd love to drive a Yukon and go to Pilates. That sounds great.
You'd be so bored.
I would be so bored. And that's why I do this. But, there's a reason not a lot of moms do stand-up comedy. You have to have a lot of support. I mean, my husband and my mom are at home watching my daughter. And I just have one kid. And still, I mean, it's an immense juggling act.
It's work.
Yeah. So
In a good way, but it's work.
For sure. Yeah.
What are your future plans here with the comedy? Where do you want to go with this?
I mean, again, as far as I can. I'm so happy to be doing what I'm doing, and I'm kind of a junkie for it. Like, I'll get on stage wherever.
It's in the blood.
It's in the blood. I love it. But yeah, eventually I want to go on this tour. I want to meet more people. And
what states have you been to so far with your comedy?
So far, all over the South, from Texas to Florida.
So not just Mississippi.
Not just Mississippi.
Okay.
From Texas to Florida up to Nashville. And then I've done Utah and then New York as well. So, and I love New York.
And what's your act like? Because most of us, our exposure to you is actually through your social media channels, which are kind of more set sketches and stuff.
Yes.
I mean,
my act is very different. I talk about the South, but
for example, can you give us like a couple of
Sure. Let's see. I talk about like what it means to be a wife and this whole trad wife culture. I talk a lot about being a mom. I talk about death a lot. Mississippi. Being an English teacher.
Can you give us a couple of jokes that you?
Oh gosh,
I know now the brain goes blank.
It's it's a lot of
thinking
stories.
about that brass.
It's a lot of stories.
Make me laugh, lady.
Yes, exactly.
I'm trying to give the audience a little bit of a taste, so that there's more than just the YouTube and Instagram stuff. It's
for sure, for sure. I talk about how being from Mississippi is like being a rescue dog. People are impressed that you can do anything at all. They're like, oh, she can sit, she can stay, she can shake. It's okay that she bites people. She doesn't have teeth, that sort of thing. So I talk about being from Mississippi is kind of like going to a nursing home, visiting a nursing home. And it's really sad. Everybody's wheeling around, eating creamed corn, singing hymns. You think, God, this is bleak, but I am the hottest person here. Like, it's a lot of that,
I feel that way when I go to the urologist and it's all 75-year-old people.
Yes. Oh, nothing will make you feel hotter than the urologist's office.
You go in there, and I'm the only person with a full head of dark hair.
You're probably the only living person there. To be honest, everyone is on death's door at the urologist. It's just the truth.
It's true.
So it's sorry, but I could say that. My best friend is a urologist, actually. So yeah, but yeah. Kind of interesting to tell my jokes on a podcast, but I'm working on new material right now about raising a strong, confident daughter and how soul crushing that is, because that is confidence is a liability and a weapon. And my daughter's very confident. She really believes in herself.
I can't imagine where she got that
Yes,
from.
exactly. And she talks a lot. And what's funny is I do talk a lot. My husband talks more than I do. He talks more than I do.
Wow.
So, we're both very chatty people.
And how's the kid work her?
She talks a lot. She also talks a lot. She says crazy things. She asked me the other day, were there fish on the ark? Like Noah's Ark?
That's a good one.
Were there fish on the ark?
4 years old and asked that one? That's a good one.
Yeah. And then we've had like a lot of conversations about hell recently as well, which I didn't teach her about hell because I'm not a crazy person, but she learned about it at school. Wild. And I know public schools these days, just kidding, she didn't go to public school.
Oh.
But she did. She learned about hell. And we recently, we were talking about cemeteries because she's spooky. She knows about cemeteries and stuff.
Taking her to see the witch yet at Yazoo?
No, I haven't taken her to see the witch at Yazoo. I need to.
I'm almost brought her up when you were talking about the haunted hotel earlier. That made me think of Willie Morris's Witch.
Yes. Oh, I need to do that.
Yeah.
But no, she
Let's go meet the witch tonight.
she says a lot of spooky stuff. Like yesterday in the car, she said, Mom, you know, I'm like an elf. I'm small, but I'm much older than you think I am.
Ooh.
That was right before Carline. So yeah, we were talking about cemeteries, and I said, you know, people's bodies. That's where we put people's bodies after they die. She said, well, where do they go? I said, they go under the ground. She goes, but hell is under the ground. So they're all in hell? I was like, no. So yeah, there's a lot of that. And that's just like
You're
in the
where'd
car.
you learn that?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. She's always thinking.
You're expecting kids when they're young, you know, have sex when they're not supposed to know about it, you know?
Yeah.
Not hell.
Oh yeah, hell.
This kid's going to be
all
like
of that.
6 years old with Ozzy Osbourne posters in her
Who
room.
knows? Well, she's very philosophical. She asks a lot of good questions, some of which I don't have answers to. So, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what's one question? I can't believe I'm about to ask you this. What's one question I should have asked today?
That's a good question.
Setting myself up here. If you're sitting on my side, what would you have asked?
What would you have asked me? Oh goodness.
We can cut this out.
Yeah, maybe.
No, podcasts are real, man. We don't cut shit
let's
out.
keep it authentic. Should have asked me about my
Real
skincare
within
routine.
reason.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe about like some of my literary influences. I just always love to talk books and like movies and TV shows.
That's okay. What are some of them? I didn't think of that one. I didn't know you were English. That's why I didn't think of it. Okay. All right,
So George Saunders.
I was an English minor, so let's go.
Oh, cool. Okay, perfect. So, I mean, I love Southern literature. I love the Southern Gothic. Flannery O'Connor is like my ghost mom. I love her so much. And then like William Faulkner, of course, and, you know, Eudora Welty, of course. But I love George Saunders. He's my favorite short story writer besides like The Russians. I love Junot Diaz. I love Louise Erdrich. I just renewed my subscription to The New Yorker. In high school, I had a subscription to The New Yorker because I was the worst. And I'm committed to making my high school self proud again, and I'm just becoming the worst again. So I'm reading The New Yorker every week and being cringe. So, yeah, I love to read. I love to write.
What writers probably had the most impact on you?
Definitely George Saunders. Definitely.
What is it you like about his work?
It's absurd and sincere. And that's how I want to be.
If you're going to recommend one of his books, what would it be?
10th of December.
And it's about?
It's a collection of short stories, but the title story is the best. It's about a girl that gets kidnapped, but it's not about that.
My favorite short stories are probably Mark Twain. There's a book, a collection of Mark Twain short stories, and it's hilarious. I mean, it's just the way he would just look at human nature and just, like there's one he has called The Diary of Adam and Eve. You've read it?
No, I haven't read it, but
and he talks about how basically it's Adam gives his version, then Eve gets hers version. It's his little comment, his little skewering of how the sexes view the same thing differently. And of course, they're miles apart, you know. And there was another one, Is He Living or Is He Dead, where this famous French artist who was dead, turned out him and his buddies, they were all very talented artists, but they could not sell their paintings. They were eating turnips, basically. And so one of them says, let's one of us die. Because whenever an artist dies, then their work becomes valuable.
Yes.
So they decided, so they went and promoted it. And you can find it online. But basically, they faked his death, and then the paintings just went up.
Wow.
So he got rich while he was still alive.
Perfect.
And this is back before he had driver's licenses and fingerprint scanners.
Yeah.
I mean, so you could do that.
That's amazing.
So yeah, but it's just the way he would just find little points of human nature or society and then just zero in. It was just genius.
And how he frames things too. Like the Diary of Adam and Eve. I love the artifice you can filter a premise through, and how that makes it so much more, it gives it so much more punch. So yeah, I love books. I'm reading, my brother gave me a Salman Rushdie book called.
That's a brave, I'm going to say it, motherfucker.
Yes, he is. Exactly.
That's brave.
Yeah. Yes,
and
exactly.
Y'all worried about getting heckled. I mean, this guy.
Yeah. Stabbed.
Blinded.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So he gave me a book that Rushdie wrote in the 90s, and it's short stories. No, it's not
No,
the Satan's something.
Satanic Verses.
Satanic Verses. It's not that. It's
Yeah.
Haroon and the Sea of Stories,
Mhm.
which is actually kind of like children's stories, like fables. So good. And
Really?
then he also, my brother also just lent me a book called Feast of Snakes by Harry Crews. I haven't read it yet, but he said it's really, really weird. And it's about like this town in the South and they like love snakes. So I'm excited to read that too. I like to, read something a little lighter and then read something weird.
Yeah, because you can't just read one type all the time.
No, because then you're reading fairy romance novels, which is what a lot of women like to read these days. So I hear. I don't like romance.
At least they have books in their house. I mean, you meet people that don't even have a book in their house. You're just like, can't do it.
Sure. At least you have a book in your house, but like a Skittle's not a fruit.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I think.
Someone,
I really don't like romance
just reads,
novels.
What do you read? Self-help books. Bye.
Yes, exactly. Goodbye. You're broken.
Bye.
No. Yeah.
You're broken
sure.
and trying but can't fix yourself. Bye.
Yes, exactly.
And there's people out there like that. Trust
there
me, I've met
are.
them.
Bring back the lobotomies. Bring them back. I want one. I want one for Christmas.
Can I say something real quick? All right, so
You own the mic. Literally.
I am a massive fanboy when it comes to comedy.
Okay.
Like it's such a science and such an art, but it's also complete feeling. And what I love about you, number one, is your lack of fear of bombing. I think that is the most important thing that any comedian
thank you.
can have. And your just desire to be successful. So I am no professional or anything, but I will applaud you on your performance today, although it wasn't really a performance. But
it was. Everything I do is
okay, great.
It's called being a drama queen.
Yeah,
yes.
But just keep going because
She's a professional drama queen, literally.
Yeah, like while you're talking, I'm thinking about like, okay, what is Tony Hinchcliffe going to be saying about her? Like, those are the type of things that are like popping in my head. So don't stop. You're going to do some big shit.
Oh, that's really kind. Well, thank you.
Have any family friends or friends of yours ever just seen your act and go, wait, were you talking about me or this incident or whatever?
No, because I usually name them, so they would know. They would know. But sometimes
any of them ever gotten mad?
No. Oh gosh, no. I don't. The only person I really like lambast is myself.
Right.
And my husband. I give him hell. I give him hell, but he loves it.
I think that's why Taylor
it.
stays single, is because I think a lot of guys are probably. I can't find a good guy. Taylor, there's plenty of good guys out there. Okay, guys who would actually love to go out with you, but they probably. She probably scares them off because whatever you do, you're going to wind up interact some form or fashion. And if you break up, you're damn sure winding up interact. And
yes, exactly. I'm so happy that I tricked my husband into marrying me and then started the comedy career. That was very important to do the trickery. I was a normal woman with a corporate job when I met this man. And then I went crazy, and that's key. That's very important. He also loves comedy and is like a huge comedy buff, and he loves the business of it too. So he doesn't mind me making fun of him.
So he handles all the business, or you do the comedy, handles the other side, or how does that work?
I handle most of the business.
Okay.
He supports me, so he films me. He drives me places.
He's the support staff.
Yes. And I'd like to see him take on more of the business, and I think like in the future, possibly. But yeah, I mean, also somebody's got to watch the kid while I'm doing all of this. She's too young to be smoking in the green room, but one day. But thank you so much for having me today.
No
I really
problem.
appreciate
Thank you very much. And,
this was so fun, and thank you for your kind
people who
words.
are seeing her gig
Appreciate
tonight,
it.
we're jealous. Enjoy the gig tonight. So
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that's it.
All right. Goodbye, Kingfish and Cornbread.
You've been listening to the Jambalaya with the Kingfish. Tune in next week for a new episode.